When do survivors ever stop and think, oh, the killer ain't got a down in like the past 10 minutes. Oh, we've gen rushed the killer. Maybe I should let him have a hook state. They don't. It wouldn't make any sense, right? Which is why it doesn't make sense for a killer to see a survivor, know that they're on death hook, and completely ignore them and act like they never noticed them. I'm not going to touch on the slugging changes that are coming because I actually don't mind them so much. I think they're okay. I think they're fair both ways, right? But here we go. Tunneling reduction update. When a survivor is hooked, their hook status is hidden from the killer. When they are unhooked, there is no notification and their hook status isn't revealed immediately. This is disabled once all generators are completed, which by the way is completely fucking pointless because at that point you've probably already lost the game. This is the worst fucking part. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. So, do you want me to tell you guys the truth, right? Survivors will have something to complain about when nobody plays killer anymore, or the only killers they ever see after this update is Blight and Nurse, right? So survivors, you guys can get ready for a load of molding that will come when your queue times are disastrously long. The reason I think this is so fucking stupid is because if I have fucking hooked somebody twice, right? At whatever point throughout the game, even if it's halfway through the game, right? If I see somebody that has been hooked twice, as the killer, as the big bad guy, as the motherfucker working for the entity himself, if I see a survivor and I know that I could take them out, it would make the most sense on earth to take them out. I can't do that. I have to go, oh, you see that little Meg Thomas over there? I'm not going to go for you because that would be really bad for me. I'm going to go and waste time trying to find somebody else. What the fuck are they doing? These idiots. Oh my God, behavior, you fucking idiots. You don't understand your own game at all. You don't fucking understand anything about this game whatsoever. You don't play your own game. You don't fucking love your own game. You literally fucking just destroy everything. Everything here is partially okay aside from the bottom part. The bottom part is completely ridiculous, and I hope the community causes a fucking earthquake to get through to these incompetent devs that they need to stop looking at fucking numbers and thinking they know best, because every time behavior does something that they think is gonna work, it fucking destroys itself in a matter of seconds. They don't listen to anybody. This is fucking stupid as fuck. If I see somebody and I have to think in my mind, I can't go for them because I'm going to massively hinder myself and it's going to ruin everything. I am playing by a fucking guidebook. Imagine telling a survivor, if you do one more gen, you're going to give the killer a massive fucking advantage. Imagine. Can you imagine fucking telling a survivor, if you do one more gen, if you gen rush, if you do your objective even faster, the killer's going to get a big fat buff. Right? Are you fucking smoking crack? Because as soon as you flip it onto the other side, it doesn't make sense suddenly, does it? But oh no, killers, if they see a survivor, oh, we can't go for them because that wouldn't be good. But if a survivor sees a generator, fucking gen rush the shit out of it, bro. Good survivors who bring second chance perks, who can loop and know what they're doing, will push killers to their max, even good killers, right? I've seen it time and time again. This is just a basic giga buff to survivor yet again, and this will kill half of the killer roster, and even the casual killers will find the game even more difficult to comprehend, bro. This is going to really fucking hurt one side of the game, and as much as survivor mains out there might think this is a big fat fucking W, when they're stuck waiting for a game for ages because nobody wants to play fucking killer anymore because it's abysmal dog shit, or because the only matches they do get are blights and nurses because they're scared to death of playing anybody that isn't remotely fucking good at tackling a full team. They'll have loads of things to complain about then, won't they? They'll have loads of things to fucking sit there and go on about in the forums and on Reddit and on Twitter because they've got no else better to do. They're getting so many things. It's literally, it's basically killer now it's like the meme, but it's reversed and become reality. The killer is the survivor. going against 4 killers. That's basically the way the game is at this point, because you have to play by a rule book. You can't play how you want. You can't play to have fun. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but with the amount of second chance perks that are in this game right now, if you get tunneled out and you can't look after yourself or buy time, it's a fucking skill issue. I'm sorry, it is. I've seen good players. I've seen average players. I've seen decent, okay players outrun killers and severely punish killers that tunnel. Right? There's already a load of things in there. If it becomes the thing in the game now where survivors... Why would it make sense? Do you know what this means, chat? You would need 3 people on death hook before you could take one of them out without incurring a penalty. How fucking brain dead is that? How fucking brain dead is that? You need 3 survivors all on death hook before you can take one of them out without incurring a fucking penalty. That is fucking ridiculous. Let's say there's a Nancy, a Meg, and a Lara. Nancy needs to be on death hook. Meg needs to be on death hook, Lara needs to be on death hook, and then you can take one of them out, because that's 6 hook states, right? What the fuck are B and C tier killers going to do in this game from now on? This is a fucking shit show, and Behavior do not play their game, and I can tell you now, they certainly do not play fucking killer. Put these changes through, put them in front of a live audience, stream it online, get all the devs to play killer in random matches against semi-competent fucking survivors, bro, not people that picked up the game yesterday. And let's see, from their point of view, how fucking great this is. Let's see how many games they win. Let's see how many times they get BM'd and teabagged. Maybe that'll force them to change their mind, because I tell you what, they ain't got the fucking brain capacity to get themselves out of this fucking issue if the community doesn't cause an earthquake and fucking stun locks them into some common sense, because this shit's breaking my fucking head. There's a lot of things in this update that actually I'm quite on board with. I'm fine with quite a bit of it. I actually don't even mind the slugging, right? And again, this comes from a place of like genuine care for the game, right? I play both sides. I am not just a soul killer main. This isn't just because I'm like, oh, why are you attacking my side? I play both sides, but I already know how this is gonna go, right? If a survivor knows that it is a serious bad thing for the killer to come back after them after they've been hooked, right? We all know how toxicity is in Dead by Daylight, right? We all know what behavior are like. Addressing toxicity, it goes unheard of, it carries on, right? Imagine you're playing killer right now. Take the scenario into your mind, chat. Imagine you're playing killer. You've got 2 hooks. You're nowhere near 6 hooks, right? And the gens are flying. They're gen rushing the shit out of you, right? You've hooked somebody and they keep putting themselves in front of you. Right? They're teabagging you, they're BMing you, they're fucking beckoning you, and they know that they're getting into your head, because if you go after them, you incur a fat penalty and they all get gigabuffed. So it's just going to make survivors even more toxic. It's fucking amazing, isn't it? And I can already see it happening if this goes through. Have killers, fucking rightfully so, ranted about exit gate teabagging. All right. How many times do survivors like to rub it in that, you know, the exit gates, haha, you lost, haha, I'm not going to leave, I'm going to wait the entire endgame timer out just to fucking remind you that you lost this game, Mr. Killer. How long do we have to complain about that before we see a change? Oh, no. Well, no, we'll just nerf the fuck out of tunneling. Tunneling is an effective strategy in this game. If the gens are going really quickly, that's where tunneling normally comes in. I admit that tunneling at 5 gens, when you're still at 5 gens and somebody's on death hook, is kind of wild, but this is ridiculous. This isn't the way to do it. This is bullshit. It makes no sense. This is going to further incentivize survivors to be toxic to you. So let's say you hook you hook Ace. Ace gets off the hook and then he's bagging you, teabagging you, beckoning you, because he knows that if you go after him, you're at a disadvantage and it's going to seriously buff the survivor team, right? So it will promote toxicity. It will definitely promote the people that are already toxic at the game. So that's going to get even worse. And then, not to mention the fact that if you see somebody that's on death hook, but you're on 4 hooks, and in that scenario, it's the perfect time to just go in and get that person out right now, because that is the best, that's going to give you the best chances of winning that match. You have to say, oh no, I've hooked them twice. I'm going to have to leave them alone. I have to be a nice killer. I have to leave them be. What fucking, what brain damage fucking dog shit is this? Like, what? I look at a survivor that's right in front of me and I can't go for them, otherwise everybody gets massively buffed. It's going to be crazy. The issue is that If there is a rat, it is going to be very hard. Yeah, no, exactly. And good teams or even semi-decent teams are now going to find ways to work around this, because when you think about it, none of this is a nerf to Survivor in any sense of the matter, is it? Chat, there's not one thing in any of this that is a nerf to Survivor. When you think about it, this is normal. Any Survivor main out there are going to be looking at this thinking, this is fucking fantastic. W behavior, this is amazing. Of course they will. But that's not the best for the benefits of the game. That's not the best for balance at all. You might not be able to balance the gameplay, but at least balance the communities on both sides, because it's crazy. There's so many things that I have an issue with this. It's like, don't get me wrong, right? What we need to do is why do killers tunnel, right? Killers usually tunnel because they feel like if they don't, the natural game speed is already against them, right? So if you don't tunnel someone out, the gens go way too fast, right? And once the gens start going fast, you start to stress, right? As a killer, you're like, holy shit, we're down to 2 gens, 4 people are alive, I've only got so many hooks, this isn't great. Right, and most decent survivors might be able to put you in that position, especially if you're playing like a weaker tiered killer, which we shouldn't shame people for, by the way. You know, it's easy telling somebody, oh, stop playing that killer, go play Blight. Well, what if they don't want to? You know, do they just have to accept that they're going to lose all the time? Because that's no fun either. But people tunnel because it's easier, right? It's the most efficient way of playing killer. If a 3v1 is better than a 4v1, it's not personal. It's just, it actually just is the way the game is. It's just easier, right? So that you can't punish a killer for playing efficiently. But what this does is it absolutely takes away any kind of efficiency for killer. This now says, you can't get somebody out to save time. You need at least 6 hook states. Imagine you're down to 1 gen and you've been gen rushed, right? And you've got 4 hooks, but you can get somebody out. They're right in front of you. They're teabagging you, right? You've got 1 gen left. If you get that person out, and that means you've got 5 hooks, that means they all get a permanent speed increase on gens. That basically means that last gen is done, right? You've just given the game away now. Like, you've just lost the game by taking out a survivor. Isn't that your job? You get punished for doing your job. Imagine if survivors got punished for doing gens. I feel like I'm gonna blow up. I feel like I'm gonna blow up. You get punished for doing your fucking role's objective, to kill. If you kill somebody, you're fucking punished. If you touch a survivor, you're punished. But if a survivor does a generator, nothing happens. Nothing happens. I think I might freak out. You need 4 survivors to start a game. I've said this many times, and I'll stand by this, right? 1 killer equals 4 survivors. You need 1 killer and 4 survivors to start a game of DBD. If a survivor DCs during a game, the game continues, you get a bot. If the killer DCs, the game ends, right? If there are 1,000 killers right now playing Dead by Daylight in a lobby, playing the game, that means that there are 4,000 survivors, right? Because it's 1 killer, 4 survivors. 1,000 killers, 4,000 survivors. If nobody wants to play killer anymore because they're sad and it's fucking bullshit and killer is miserable to play, where do those 4,000 survivors go? Because nobody's playing killer. If they damage killer anymore, man, survivors will have more things to complain about. Because they won't get games. There won't be anyone, nobody will want to play killer. And every time, like I say, every time they do get a game, they're going to be going against the same S-tier killer. It'll be Nurse Blight all over again because they don't play anybody else. Because if they play someone else, they just get fucked. I get them wanting to like incentivize you to spread hooks, but I think by penalizing you for making some plays is not the right way. Just understand that killers tunnel because they're not fucking incentivized to spread hooks. Only just add incentives to spread hooks. Don't add punishments. It doesn't work that way. Like, look back when barbecue used to give like a big fat blood point bonus. Think about when like gen regression was actually decent when you didn't fucking tunnel. Killers didn't tunnel as much. Killers tunnel these days because they've got no incentives to not do it. It's they're not fixing the under problem. They're not fixing the root cause. They're just fucking punishing killers because they can. Yeah, no. RP did make a valid point. Shoulder the burden, especially now with changes coming where you don't know when people are unhooked specifically. You don't get told information immediately. If you accidentally get somebody out, you just fucking gigabuffed the whole of Survivor on an accident, even though you were playing the game properly and you were just killing survivors, right? Killer, survivor, killer, right? I know you're supposed to do the gens as survivor, you're supposed to stop the gens as killer, but ultimately it nails down to, can you survive as survivor and can you kill as killer? And now they're saying if you kill somebody whilst playing killer, you get punished for it. Everything at the top part of this on screen right now is fine, right? Unhooked survivors gain the following effects. That's fine, right? The added effects after a killer spreading hooks, fine. The one part and the biggest issue I have with all this is the bottom part. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. That's the part that needs to be gutted. That cannot go. Leave the rest. Everything else can stay. That part right there needs to be taken out, and it never wants to be given the time of day again. Survivors will bitch and moan if you're playing efficiently and you're getting them out the game, right? But if you bitch and moan, and, you know, as for, like, when do survivors ever stop and think, oh, the killer ain't got a down in, like, the past 10 minutes. Oh, we've gen rushed the killer. Maybe I should let him have a hook state. They don't do that. It wouldn't make any sense, right? Which is why it doesn't make sense for a killer to see a survivor, know that they're on death hook, and completely ignore them and act like they never noticed them. That is fucking stupid. You see this, right? This is fine. This can stay, right? I don't see this being an issue at all. This is fine, right? This part at the bottom, this needs to go, right? This right here. This cannot come in. This is ridiculous. If you kill somebody, if you kill a survivor before you've got 6 hooks, you well, let's retype it, right? So you've killed someone before 6 hooks, right? So this then gigabuffs survivors, right? So that means if you see a survivor before this and you are getting gen rushed, you cannot kill them, right? You have to look at them and then leave them. Why are you playing killer anymore at this point, right? So a survivor that knows, right, that you cannot go for them without buffing them will increase the toxic levels on show during matches. Why? Because survivors will know if you try to go for them, it goes right against you. So they will BM more and rub it in, right? We are going to play the PTB when it comes out next week, and we are going to give it a good shot, right? I'll play how it should, right? Okay, we'll play by the book now, right? We actually do have, believe it or not, this is the beginning of the real Survivor rulebook, by the way, chat. 2025 Behavior have finally added a real Survivor rulebook, which is going to punish killers for fucking killing people, right? Think about it. Don't make any sense, does it? It's like punishing survivors for surviving. What? That'd never happen, would it? No, of course it wouldn't, because fucking survivors get everything, while killers get fucking bottom of the barrel. Even though we're the power roll, we don't feel like the power roll, right? We feel like it's so ridiculous. It really is. And like, here's the thing. Dead by Daylight is turning into Apex Legends, and I don't mean competitively. Dead by Daylight is literally becoming a reskin version of Apex Legends, because all you fucking do is shoot shields, right? You shoot shields after shields after shields in Apex Legends. You're fucking sat there for an hour glazing somebody's body shields off before you even get to their fucking damage, to damage their flesh, right? All I ever do in this game is hit somebody and they glow up white because they... Oh, endurance. Endurance. Second chance. Oh, endurance. Oh, styptic. Oh, off the record. Oh, dead hard. Oh, decisive strike. Oh, fucking borrowed time. What the... Fucking everything, man. Like, it's literally just white. What are we saying, Custom? Imagine 2 survivors are on death hook and only those 2 try and go for the save. That means you have to ignore the save and these 2 survivors because it will instantly hurt you when you kill one of them 2. And even if you ignore them, they just instantly hop on a gen. And now you have 2 survivors on 2 sides of the map doing gens. And now you have to waste your time chasing survivors that were never on the hook and just squeeze out as much time as possible while the other 2... Bro, it's fucked. Yeah, 100%. Oh, it's fucked. Night and day. All over. Yeah. It's fucked. It's fucked, and they didn't even put a condom on, bro. They went in fucking raw. Again, your objective should be to get those survivors out of the trial. You need to kill them. That's your objective. You do that however you see fit. You might have to patrol the gens. You want to try and get somebody out the game, try and get them out of the game. You're just trying to do your objective, right? Do it however you see fit. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's on you then, isn't it? Fair play, right? If the survivors are rushing the gens, you don't get a penalty for rushing gens. The entity doesn't go, oh shit, that Claudette did 2 gens in the last 3 minutes. Yeah, she can't touch another gen now for the next 5 minutes. They're blocked for her, but everybody else can work on them. What? What? No, because they'd never do that to survivors. They'd never do that because survivors would go fucking insane. Rightfully so, why killers should go insane about this. We just need to, you know, try remain positive. It's okay. We're human, right? We have frustrations. We can vent. I certainly was frustrated when I started the stream today. And I've gone on about it long enough. But yeah, I think everything I've said is from the heart. I care about this game. I care about both roles. And I think this is seriously bad. And it's a steep overcorrection. And I hope that they listen after the PTB comes out and that they do not put the 6 hook stages requirement through, because I think that's a very, very bad decision. I think it's very, very bad.